whole world ended in 6th grade, or at least it felt like it did. My entire life, I've been considered gifted, whether that's because some topics clicked easier for me than other students, or because I could memorize my timetable quicker than some other people. Whatever the case, I grew up comfortable with that title. My entire elementary career, I wore it like a badge of honor. Being smart became the cornerstone of my identity. When you were surrounded by people who are constantly telling you that you have so much potential and are bound for something great, it's hard to not let that get to your head. Somewhere along the way, I started to feel that I wasn't as smart as people told me I was. I was consumed with doubt. I started to feel that I wasn't deserving of all the praise I was getting. I didn't feel smart. And with so many people telling me that I was destined for something great, it made me deeply afraid of that I would disappoint them, and everyone would learn that I am not as smart as they first thought. Simply put, although I enjoyed the title of being called smart and gifted, I felt that I wasn't as smart as people gave me credit for. And one day I would crumble under the pressure, and everyone discovered that I'm actually quite mediocre. My least favorite time of the year was whenever we would do state testing. I would score quite high, or above what is considered average, but honestly, I had no clue how I was doing it. It was always a surprise to me. Sometimes I would genuinely believe that I was getting lucky with the answers that I picked. I felt like the biggest poser. I was scared that one day my luck was going to run out and everyone was going to discover that I'm not smart. Not even a little bit, not even at all. We had our last state testing 5th grade year, and it went very well for me overall. With my scores, it put me on the accelerated path for middle school, and I was over the moon. Entering middle school, they talked to us about this program called Julie, which was a program for gifted students. And if we obtained high enough scores across all of our state subjects, which were math, reading, and English, we would have the opportunity to move on to do further testing to see if we could be placed into this program. It was quite the honor, and even being considered for this program was a big deal. I remember trying hard on the semester test that year, but not feeling confident about my performance in the slightest. I didn't know if it was a combination of self-sabotage or pressure, but that year I severely underperformed on the English portion of my state test, disqualifying me from being able to move forward for joining ULI. I was devastated. Actually, devastated is an understatement. I was crushed. I couldn't believe that this has happened. On top of all that, all of my other friends qualified. The trait that I identified most closely with in my mind was disproven. It was like having the rug pulled underneath from me. The day came where all those who had qualified for ULI would take their semester test. And that day they were excused from going to class and were to complete their test. Everyone who was testing, which made up my entire class. And that day, everyone aside from me and 3 other students weren't testing. Whether the others hadn't qualified or just weren't interested in the program, I can't remember. What I do remember is being in class that day and simply playing games the entire time, because it didn't make sense to continue on with lessons when only 10% of the class was present. I remember being utterly gutted and disappointed in myself and incredibly embarrassed. In my mind, everyone could tell that I was only here because I was too stupid to qualify for ULI testing. My whole world was in shambles at my feet. What I thought was the cornerstone of my identity was just disproven. Being many years removed from that situation, I can see now that I was severely overreacting. My world didn't end because I didn't get into ULI. I know that I'm smart. I know that being smart entails more than being good at standardized tests. Looking back, I can tell that I was insecure, filled with self-doubt, and riddled with low self-esteem. From this experience, I learned that grades don't define you. Your potential is not limited to what others around you expect from you, and it's okay to fall short. I have continued to take hard classes, and I've gone on to maintain a 4.0 GPA. If I could go on and talk to little Margaret, I would tell her to give herself more credit, and I would inform her that everything is going to be okay, and that the following year I would in fact make the qualifications to join ULI, and I could proceed with the next steps if I so chose to. My world didn't end in 6th grade, and neither will yours the next time you fall short of your goals, as long as you get back up and keep going.